Welcome, dear ones. I'm so glad you're here. Quynn.RedMountain here, or you could call me Quynn RavenSun. I'm kind of both. Welcome to this time-traveling adventure through different parts of my life related to the onset of my intuitive and, in some cases, extra-worldly abilities. There's going to be 4 jumps or 4 stops tracking this thing that has happened to me, getting hit on the head, having dreams of otherworldly beings, the onset of guiding voices and visionary abilities to where I am right now, contemplating my life so far and imagining what is yet to come. Come along with me, will you? Friday, September 26th, 2025. It has been an interesting week. A few days ago, I was looking for something in a set of drawers, and I noticed this particular cassette tape that I've had for, I now realize, 30 years. I haven't listened to it for at least 25. I've seen it multiple times in the bottom of that drawer, and I'm sure before that in other drawers, with no thought about it one way or the other. This time, though, I felt called to look at it. I reached in and pulled it out, and when I did, I noticed the date handwritten on the label of the tape, 9/26/95. I realized that the 9/26 was just a few days away, and that 1995 was now 30 years ago. Wow. 30 years since I was hit on the head. I felt that the tape called me to look, and that it was important to not let this day go by unnoticed. I also felt called to listen to the old tape, but I was nervous to play it in an old tape player, which I didn't have. I thought about going to get one at a thrift store, but I didn't want to break it and not then be able to hear young me's experience. I then realized that there is technology now to convert cassette tapes to MP3. So I found one online and ordered it. It arrived yesterday. Later yesterday, I listened to 27-year-old Q try to decipher what had just happened a few days before. In the recording, she kept trying to find words and also was cautious about being labeled crazy. What I noticed in the voice of the female hypnotherapist was a lack of judgment. It didn't seem that she had fear that I was being demon-possessed. She was affirming, she was supportive. By the end of the session, I spoke that I had no fear, even though people around me were fearful for me or of the experience at all. I also, while under, started feeling aspects of a profound, quote, dream that I had experienced all my life, although not in some years prior to this recording. I remember leaving the session content and determined to protect my experience and to follow it. Listening to my young voice, days after being wounded and bruised by the profound contact experience, I realized how supported I was and still am. I put it together that this event happened on Sunday, September 24th, hypnosis on Tuesday, September 26th, and the following Sunday, the 30th in 1995, I was at the outdoor market that I had a booth at that time, and that is when I met my first mentor, Talia, and she helped me tremendously. I am so grateful to her, to my mother, and to all the others that helped me along the way to be able to keep doing this work now, 30 years later. As I move past this 30-year mark, I understand how I can give back and pay it forward. And that is to up my ways of supporting others as they try to integrate their own experiences, especially those that don't have support like I did. My work, Web of Life, and Spirit Bridge is all a structure of support for those who need it now, and I am so grateful. So here is my 27-year-old self in hypnosis, trying to decipher and share what had just happened.
And I'm going to ask you to talk with me about the very first thing you notice.
My bed.
Right.
I can see in perspective the bed going out underneath me.
Right. Time of day?
Night.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep.
Right. What is that Quinn feeling as she's sleeping there?
Content. Just relaxed.
Right.
See, now I'm looking down on her.
That's right. That's what I want to ask you to do. Stay there. You're doing fine.
I see a hole in the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
It's like with jagged edges, with deep blue sky. There's a hole in my ceiling. And I'm looking up through it.
And what happens next?
Just keep thinking that it reminds me of the dream part of the round thing smashing me in the head.
And so what I heard you say, it was a dream part?
That's the only part I remember. It felt like a dream.
Mm-hmm.
The shadow part or something. Just remember, and it was round. Perspective, falling, like starting up high, small, and then falling quick, very fast on my forehead,
Mm-hmm.
and the impact of it. And then that's when I started getting disoriented.
Right. So let's back it up again to just before it fell. Now I'm going to ask you to be the observer again, noticing that Quinn in her bed. So be there now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just play it through all the way backwards in time. Mm-hmm.
I see a weird light on her.
Mm-hmm. Right. Like a...
Not enough to be daylight and wake her up, but almost like a moonlight.
Mm-hmm. Coming from...
above.
Yes.
It doesn't fill the whole room, though. It's kind of circular.
Like a...
I don't know, that it's just coming through something
Mm-hmm.
onto the bed.
Mm-hmm. It's a
She's
softer
sleeping.
light. It's not a harsh, glowing light.
No, it's like moonlight.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm feeling that it wasn't... Someone was mad. Said it was an accident. I still don't know what caused my face to bruise. I just keep getting the image of the the ceiling falling on my face, or I don't know, it's weird.
And something about the light.
There's the light coming through the ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's the light on impact.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's like a reflection or a resonant light, but the claw, I can see it
Mm-hmm.
when I'm watching it right before impact.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now I'm not in the room at all.
Okay, where are you? Are you above the roof?
It's brighter.
Mm-hmm.
I feel really small.
Mm-hmm.
This reminds me, I used to have these dreams. Oh, shit. I used to have these weird dreams as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just sensation.
Mm-hmm.
My body would feel a certain way, and I'd, size would be disproportionate.
Mm-hmm.
Weird sense of a taste in my mouth. I am really small. There's nothing around me. But it's bright. hell's that taste? I'm looking around, but I don't see anything but kind of a, not a foggy white, but
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had one of these dreams in years.
So can we utilize this part of you that knows about light and bring it back and let it be in that room of that house? Bring this part of you that knows about these kind of dreams here.
It doesn't necessarily, I mean, I've always said it was a dream because it's happened at night
Mm-hmm.
in sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But the feeling I've always had, like when I'm looking around, the feeling I've always had is that I had all these sensations, but I didn't have the words
Mm-hmm.
to describe them.
Mm-hmm.
And almost like I was in some place where things were different, but I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't. I'm still really, really fucking small.
Okay. And small is in about, what, 18 months? 5?
No, I don't know.
Not young, but shrunk.
I don't know if I'm shrunk or if the thing around me is so big.
There you go.
This taste is bugging me. Because I've tasted it before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm starting to feel normal size again. It's like a feeling of deflating. I think I'm having a hard time because what I feel is totally illogical.
That's okay. We'll stay with it. Just give voice to what you feel.
This,
Mm-hmm.
for some reason, the ceiling fell.
Yes.
And it has something to do with the white place.
Mm-hmm.
And it hit me when I was laying on my back.
Mm-hmm.
And then it felt like the wake-up dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wasn't scared.
No. Is the taste there?
It was only there in the white place.
Right.
And that's how it's always been. A taste, a sound, a certain way things move, shapes,
Mm-hmm.
a certain light.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm transfixed. And then when I wake up, I try to explain it to myself.
Mm. Words, it will not translate into words.
No.
So let's play it back. 911 has been called. And you're waiting for them to arrive.
Mm-hmm.
And you're noticing the blood.
Mm-hmm.
And,
I didn't want to wipe it off.
Right, because you needed to show what was happening. What had happened.
Yeah.
And?
It's almost like that I'd sacrificed enough or something. I don't know. It was a weird feeling. When I went to sleep again that night, I just said in my mind, okay, leave me alone. You've got me, you know, it's already done. And I didn't wipe off the blood before I went to sleep. I just wanted to sleep in it. It was all dried. I still haven't washed my comforter.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably won't wash my comforter. I'll probably just stick it away somewhere until I want to wash it.
Somehow it's like evidence that this happened.
Yeah, not that I'm just crazy, not to, to prove that something really did happen. It's like a reminder for myself or something.
Mm-hmm.
So what were you going to ask about waiting for the paramedics?
So I want to have you back time up from there. We were waiting for the paramedics, and then before that, you and your roommate were talking.
Mm-hmm.
And then just trying to figure things out. As to what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then what before that?
The door was shut. I was standing up in my room. I don't remember if I knew I was bleeding. I think I did. And I was trying, for some reason I felt like I needed to cover myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I wanted to turn on the light. But it felt very dark in there. I couldn't see anything. I think that was because I was still in my wake-up dream mode.
Mm-hmm. You know what happened before that? Just let it play backwards.
And sitting on the edge of the bed for a second.
Mm-hmm. And before that?
I don't know.
And before that?
I just keep getting the thing of something falling on me.
Mm-hmm. Quinn, I'm going to ask you to become the object falling on you. Become that object now.
Mm-hmm.
Describe yourself.
Again, I kind of feel like it's something that is not physically possible. So it doesn't make sense, but it does make sense. When you told me to become the object, he again flashed on the fact of something of the ceiling, and I'm not necessarily talking the physical part of the ceiling, but something of the ceiling falling because of something outside that wanted to get to me.
What just happened?
Just feeling crazy.
Create not knowing again. And then become the object of the not knowing.
Something.
Mm-hmm.
Circular.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. Falling.
Yes. And its weight is?
Medium heavy.
Like about? Larger or smaller than a coffee can?
Smaller.
Heavier than a coffee can or lighter?
Lighter. Was it falling? Through a hole in the ceiling. I don't know if it was falling. From Quinn's perspective, it looked like it was falling. From the object's perspective, it wasn't.
And from the upwards perspective, it was?
Going.
Yes.
It's probably the size of a little bit bigger than a racquetball, but it kind of feels like it could mutate or
Change shape somehow.
sort of in a soft kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
It's got this image of, you ever seen that Star Trek where those little pancakey things fly around and they landed, the old Star Trek, and it landed on Spock's neck?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. See, as I'm here, I still feel, when it first happened, I felt set up in the fact that something happened that I could not prove.
Mm-hmm.
And the swooping feeling, I still feel that. This thing swooped.
Yes. Like it was sent, released, or somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, as the object, I'm not falling. From my perspective, there's no fear.
On Quinn's part. No fear in the room.
No fear.
No, because she's asleep.
But still, even when I woke, Quinn, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
woke up, there's no fear. It's disorientation.
Yes. Confusion.
Confusion. I've never seen that much blood. I've never...
Mm-hmm.
It was... What happened to the thing?
So be the thing.
Going back up.
Mm-hmm.
I keep coming back to the thing of Quinn sitting up at one point. Because when I tried to explain the dream thing of it falling, I couldn't decide if I was laying down and seeing it fall, or I was sitting up and looking up and seeing it fall.
And so do it from a seated position and look up.
Mm-hmm.
What happens next?
Hit my forehead. So, when I'm seeing it that way, the back of my neck hurts.
Yes. And so when it hit the point of contact,
Mm-hmm.
can we go to that time now?
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
take
like a splashing.
Yeah, take a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Just before impact, milliseconds before the impact. What do you see?
When you said at impact, I had the vision of like a splash.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you said like right before, it was almost like something shiny.
Shiny light.
I don't know if it's all shiny. I see like kind of glowing light that kind of illuminates my face.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's silver-like, but it's kind of. I mean, if I was to describe it. And it's not illuminated as it fell or whatever to me, but when it hit me, or like right as it was, in the picture that I stopped, my face is illuminated a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And so can we take the not knowing and put it in that Quinn's head back there in that bedroom? And can you know all you need to know and more? Okay. And what do you imagine that object, if it could, what do you imagine that object is knowing?
A lot. What it's knowing in general?
Yeah.
I can't even describe. It's just, I get this pulsating feeling. It's like outside of me and in my head.
And the connection to the pulsating is?
The connection to the pulsating. The holes in my head
Are caused by?
I don't know. I mean, the injury, but it's the same pulsating that I just felt outside of my body. I just really feel like it's okay that I got hurt.
According to whom?
Well, me, Quynn, whatever, I totally feel like it wasn't done maliciously, but almost like about a month and a half ago, I got a tattoo because I really wanted one, finally.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the pain, but it was worth it because there was something with me
Mm-hmm.
that I wanted. Or I haven't had a kid, but the pain of having a baby.
Mm-hmm. So there's some benevolent quality about this. It's not an evil quality, it's a benevolent quality.
No, and I'm getting kind of mad because that's how I felt right after. And I mean, the injury was messy, and even though
scary.
Yeah, but I thought, well, I must have gotten in the way of something who was just mad. Why would someone do that? But I knew it wasn't, I knew I just kind of got in the way.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like aimed at me. And it wasn't malicious.
Mm-hmm.
It's like accident.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like every time I told somebody, if they tried to explain it away to this or that, I got just like, even though I didn't know what I thought it was, I just feel like it's something I don't want taken away from me.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't feeling weird until today.
Weird as in?
Weird as in freaked out or negative.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is everybody around me's been like, don't sleep in the house. It's an evil spirit. You know, we have to cleanse the house. Don't. My roommate's like, I don't want to sleep here. Just like, what? No. I don't know. And then they think I'm irresponsible or something. But it's just, it doesn't scare me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they know what to make of that. I'm just not afraid. You know, in my heart.
Mm-hmm. So playing it forward in time, playing it backward in time, several times now. Noticing how the resonated feeling in your body is one of not being attacked or feeling afraid. A kind of being swooped upon, but not in a malicious manner. And feeling a kind of a release because it doesn't feel like swooping is going to happen again.
It might, but it doesn't scare me.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing other people's stuff about it.
Mm-hmm. Earthquakes to poltergeists to...
I really think that the house didn't shake, but Tiara felt it in her body.
Mm-hmm.
She's very...
psychically tuned in.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
But she did. She woke up thinking that it was just an earthquake.
Mm-hmm.
So she had to get me out.
That was sweet, wasn't it? She was concerned about you.
Mm-hmm.
What just happened?
I just saw it happen again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in a way, it's like I don't want to tell anybody.
And it doesn't seem like it's necessarily attached to, again, an intention for harm.
Mm-mm. It's almost like, you know, like I was thinking about childbirth pain, but contact or something.
Mm-hmm.
It feels totally content.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty wild, huh? Wow, it's interesting hearing my young self try to figure out how to put words to what I'm much more used to now. After editing that audio together into what you just heard, I remembered something that's quite important. Sometimes I forget things and I remember things. I don't know if you do as well.
what I remembered is a piece of paper that has very important words on it that was very helpful to me. My mother, a few years ago, gave me a packet of some writings, some poems that I wrote in my teen years. It was amazing that she kept them this long. And when I read through them, one really stuck out to me. And I'm going to read it to you. And the reason it's important to me is because it is my, 14 or 15-year-old self writing about the dream that I just talked about in hypnosis and that I have experienced all of my young life. I feel it was a guiding experience, and I still feel whatever that is with me today. And I was so grateful to have written about it and how it made me feel at the time, which honestly I'd completely forgotten about. Do you realize how many things we forget if we don't write it down? Little plug for writing shit down. So I'm going to read this because you just heard me talk about it in my hypnotized state. And here it is from my teen pen. My dream. It's here, then it's gone. I can feel it, not see it or hear it. It teases me. Sounds. Music. Mushy feeling. White, big, round, smooth thing. Other things. It tells me to close my eyes and forget. I can't forget, for it takes over my body for the night. It drives me crazy every time it comes. Why does it do that? I'm so grateful to have found this poem. I just can't tell you. Okay, so now we're going to skip to our last segment, which is from 2015. I was hosting a circle about something or another, probably about inner world traveling skills or maybe healing practitioner enhancement or something. And I found this piece of recording quite a while ago. This recording was in my hard drive. I had it in my mind to edit it and put it out, but this experience with the September 26th 30-year connection made me go find it again. And so I listened to it, and the original recording was about 17 minutes. I rambled on about this and that. But here's 10 minutes that I think is directly relevant, and also speaks more generally about how all of this, versions of this, is in a lot of us. And when you feel it, when you have an experience, don't let anyone dissuade you. Just find a way for it to be helpful. It has to be helpful. Otherwise, it's not this. Thank you for listening. And now, my 2015 self.
20 years ago, I had a very bizarre and dramatic physical experience that opened this up for me. And so I was pretty miserable. And then one night I woke up in the middle of the night and I felt like I had been drugged, and I couldn't find my way out of the room. I felt like I'd been in a dream, and I could tell my face was bleeding. So I put something on and I got out. There's this whole story to it, but I had been, there were one on my forehead, the bridge of my nose, and my nose itself was bleeding. And so somehow I'd been slammed in the night. There was nothing in my room that could have done it. There was no logical thing that could have done it. I came out of it with two images. One's like a talon of a bird claw, and also something falling, dark, round shape against a dark night sky, but falling on me. But there was nothing in this physical world that did that. My roommate who I lived with, at the same time I was trying to wake up, she was having a dream. She woke up from a dream thinking that there was an earthquake. She grew up in California, so was familiar with that feeling, and was coming to my room to get me out of the house from the earthquake that she felt was happening. At the same time, I'm trying to get out of my room. So somehow she felt whatever was going on. And I told her to dial 911. That was just all I could think of. And so as this whole gaggle of EMT guys came in and they were looking at me, and then I looked down at myself. I had streaked blood all over my legs. Like I was bleeding. And so I'm trying to find all the places I'm bleeding, and And they're trying to say, well, what did this to you? I said, I don't know. I said, maybe your dog did it. No, my dog didn't do it. And my gut instinct said, do not let them take you to the hospital. Because if I try to explain this, they might want to keep me.
Mm-hmm.
And I had not to that point had any experience with mental health questionable things, but I knew that much. Don't put myself in their hands, because it was a Sunday night too, right? So just don't do that. So I signed away. They said that the one on the top of my nose was done like it was with a razor blade. So I didn't need stitches. And so I signed the waiver and they left. My roommate in her early 20s, grew up Catholic, was freaked out. I was euphoric. I didn't feel assaulted or violated. It felt very much that somehow my physical being hurt was not the intention. It happened, but that wasn't the point. And we both had agreed that it was something not of this world. So that was the initial experience. Then the next day, I brought my mother in on it, and I told her, and she said, but I didn't have any memories of it. And I'm so grateful that no one thought I was crazy, because that has happened to many people, have had some kind of experience, and they're institutionalized or they're medicated. And now there's a lot of medication going on. I mean, back then, not as much, but so it's often misdiagnosed of some kind of euphoric or ecstatic experience. Physical or not. I can see now that mine had to be physical, because otherwise my logical mind would have said, oh, that was nothing. So because it was physical, I couldn't deny it. So did hypnosis, first time I'd done hypnosis, and I had started seeing these scenes, and then all these sensations came over me that I immediately recognized as this dream that had always visited me growing up. And growing up, and they stopped about at 18, was my last one. So it had been almost 10 years and I hadn't had one of these dreams. But when I had these dreams as a kid, I would wake up and go, oh, the dream was here. It felt like it was with me. But I could never describe it because it wasn't words. It was a light, a certain kind of light, bright but soft. It was a sounds, a humming. It was a taste in my mouth that I've never tasted here. And so all of these sensations started coming over me again in hypnosis. And then this euphoria came over me, and I just felt like it's all okay. If this is related to the dream, the feeling was it will all be revealed in time. And I just got really calm, because then I trusted it, because this dream, whatever, in quotes, whatever this thing was that had been visiting me, was involved. So that's the thing that called me to this. And then from there, I just had all this support of people coming in, helping me learn how to meditate. I mentioned the story earlier of the first woman that found me, or I found her, for mentoring, because I'd never done anything spiritual or meditative before. She said, you need to learn how to quiet your mind. So I started doing the breathing, counting thing, and then that's when immediately this tunnel opened up in my mind, and I started plummeting down it. Never happened before. It was so fast it made me nauseous. And then I had just had this, and this was all after getting hit on the head. I had just had a dream about a very bizarre being. And she then showed up, felt like she was right here, and she said, try it again. And so I started breathing again, tunnel, plummet, whoa, woke up, like opened my eyes. And she said, keep practicing and you'll learn how to do it. And in my mind, I was freaking out, going, what is this? I had no idea. But then I told someone about that. And then they said, I have a book you should read. And they handed me a book by a PhD anthropologist guy named Michael Herner. But in this book was my tunnel, that's how these shaman people travel to the, quote, spirit world, which I didn't know anything about that. But once I saw that, I thought, wow, you mean this is something? This thing is something. So that's when I bit onto it. And I thought, well, okay, even a white chick like me, like who would have thought, like I don't fit this model, but I got to see where this goes. And so that was 20 years ago. So now I see very clearly that this energy has never gone away. It is human. It belongs to every culture. The cultural descriptions or ways of how it's done varies. So what I was guided to put together was to focus on the themes that run through all human cultures in this particular arena. But let's say the word shaman. So the thing about that word is that while it is the word that has become well known, it is from one culture. But know that there have been thousands and thousands of words to describe this role. I'm absolutely convinced that anyone who feels that inkling in them, drawn to this, that there's somewhere in your DNA stream, your ancestral line, that was this. Because there are two ways that people are called to this. One is ancestrally, through direct lineage. So if we think about it, that our ancestors are still in us, they're just there waiting for someone to be interested, right? So one to feel the call. The other way is like what happened to me with spontaneous calling is often what it's called, where someone may or may not have a lineage that's directly related to this, but bam, something happens and they're called. But that version of it, there's not as much regularity to it. You never know when that's going to happen. So I can see the wisdom of the two ways because to have the passing down from human to human method is consistent, right? So then the ways are passed down, and then whenever this freak thing happens of someone getting hit by lightning, and then that there's two ways to learn how to do it. One is apprentice form, learn from the humans. The other is learning, it's described different ways, learning from the trees. My job is to turn people on to, hey, it's already in you. So here are some practices that could help you access it. Fundamentally, you're not crazy for hearing voices or seeing things. And we're coming out of a time, and who knows, we might plunge back into a time of horrible persecution for anybody, right? I mean, if you mention up until right about now, and even now in this culture, if you don't have supportive people around you, or young people say, oh, I just talked to Grandpa, and Grandpa's gone. Or, oh, that tree just told me this. If you grow up in the wrong family, they will be medicated, or thought crazy, or thought bad. And so a huge part of what I do now in these circles over and over and over is people are unlayering, shedding all of these beliefs about what is right and what is not right, what is good, what is bad about themselves, and reclaiming these natural abilities that have been with us since we came into this world and before.